Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today we're going to bring in the Microsoft Surface laptop. Yeah, Surface laptop. We're going to explain a little bit about this and why I think we should review it, and we're going to compare with the old laptop way, which is the Microsoft Surface Book. So we're going to compare with the book, see what's the difference, what's better, what's working, what's not working. We're going to look at the ventilations. We're going to talk a little bit about this Microsoft Surface laptop. So let's go ahead and open it up. We're going to take a quick look at the Microsoft Surface laptop and see what's working with us. So we're going to go ahead and open it up here. First of all, this is the box it came in. It's nice and sealed. For commercial and educational purposes only, including Microsoft 10 Pro. Pour les clients de Sudoku commercial de section éducation include Windows 10 Pro. Haha. So let's go ahead and open this sucker up. We have a little blade here. Any of the screens, believe it or not, if you break the screen, you pretty much have to pay for it. You only get the store warranty, or unless you include another warranty package, you have to look into details on that part. So right now we're just going to open it up. It's here. It's a pretty new box it comes in, similar to the old Surface, you know, same thing, the same logo kind of thing, Microsoft's logo, the Windows logo, but this time it's a little lighter, a little skinnier. And let's see what you get. So look at how light and skinny it is. Compare. We're going to compare with the old one too, just to make sure. All right, so we're going to put this on the side just to see what else do you get in this package. So on top of the package you also get the power cord. This is the power cord. It might not change too much from the last one, maybe the voltage a little bit, but other than that it looks the same. It looks pretty much the same exact as the Microsoft Surface 2, 3, whatever, all the versions except for the 1 and 2. Actually, it's a little different. It still has a magnet in here, 2 settings. It still looks like the old Microsoft Surface Book, similar to it. The same voltage, yep, same voltage and everything. Has a USB for additional USB because sometimes you block it out with this. We're gonna put this on the side. See what else you get. You get the book, a little booklet. We're not gonna open it. We're missing something very critical that it's not included in here, but it might be underneath. And I'll tell you what it is, which is not included in here, which is the big fat no-no, which I don't like, which I'm very surprised it didn't include it. It's not in there. It's not included, which I'm very disappointed. And I'll tell you what it is. It's a pen. It's a Microsoft Surface pen. Fortunately, this unit does not come with it. They don't advertise with it. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's something I like about the Surface. A little disappointed that there's no pen in there. So you just get pretty much the power cord. That's it. Power cord and a booklet. And bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take this book out. I'm going to compare it. We're going to open it up first. Let's open it up. Get my fingerprints in there. And see how well it works. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the system itself. Vents are in the back right here in the bottom. They kind of flush out a little bit to the side so air could come out. So basically when you put it down face flat, it's not going to be touching the vents itself. So if you guys can see the vents from here, it could circulate air, it could take intake, outtake. On the side of it, we see that there is a connection here, but it's blanked out. There's really nothing there. It's like a sticker or something. It's like it used to be. It was going to be something like that. Here's the power connection right here. We plug in the power, of course. On the other side, it seems like the same thing. Like if it was going to be something there and it's not there no more. They give you a display port, an audio jack, and one USB only, which is sad, you know, because I thought they were going to give you an additional one, but they keep robbing you of the USBs, you know, which is messed up because they want you to be wireless. Now this is pretty light, pretty decent. Now we're gonna crank it open for the first time. Cranking it open here, and this is like, seems like it's a material cloth, but it's not. It's not. See if I can put it there. Seems like it's made of material like a cloth, but it's not. It's plastic. Now this is rubber and slippery little rubber, but it feels really good. All the home buttons, all the buttons feel the same as material as this. The same thing, but this is not cloth. Don't get it. Don't get confused. It looks like it's some sort of cloth, but it's not. It's plastic. It's like pleather kind of thing. Now the power button on this machine itself, it's not on the top no more. And there's no audio, no volume on the top. On the actual display, there's nothing. If you guys see, there's no more audio control. And none of the places, they removed all the audio controls on all the little places. Look how thin the screen is. It looks like it's very fragile, to be honest with you. Not that much thickness of it. So the audio controls are going to be here, which in the option keys right here. So we're going to go ahead and crank it up. And the way we're going to crank it up is if we could figure this crap out. There is no power button in here unless you, right here. Actually, it's right here. Found it. It's poorly marked. You know, it looks the same thing like the other. So if you're not familiar with the computer, you're not going to find it. It's right here. It's hidden right here. Let me see if you guys can see it right there. So you hit the power button and it cranks up. We're not going to test anything out on it because I'm going to talk about it, what's in here. So this is a Power Horse machine. Let me tell you what's included in here. So we're talking about 8th generation Surface, and this Surface features 8 generations, which is a lot to come down to make to what it is today, which is good. Now on top of this, there's a Core i7 processor, which is really quick. It's one of the best processors right now on the market. I'm not sure which version of processor i7 it is, you know, so that's something that we're going to have to look into more furthermore. It has 1 terabyte of hard drive SSD, which is probably pretty much a 0.2, so which is a small version of a hard drive, which I opened these before when they cracked, and it's basically just one little chip. Now all the content seems like they're located now on the bottom where the battery space, of course. This is not detachable. The screen is not detachable. It's all one unit. It's a laptop now. It has 16 gigs of RAM, which is pretty hefty. So there's no detaching the monitor no more. It's all based together. There's no magnetic thing or anything like that. The system is pretty light. It's all aluminum base on the bottom and the top. We're going to compare it with a Mac. We're going to compare it with something else too. But I'm going to see if I could get a better view of the whole system. If you guys want me to view this or review it again, let me know. Right now we're going to go in the side angle because we're trying a different format of displaying these computers. So the system itself, it's really light. Like I said, the top of it is all aluminum, the bottom is aluminum. This is kind of pleather in the top. Battery wise, I'm not quite sure how many hours it's going to last, but they advertise it's going to be 3 or 4 hours, even 6 hours depending on the lighting. There is no in light right now that I noticed. There's no light. Maybe there's a button that you could turn it on. On the older versions, you could actually buy the keyboards that could light up. Not on this one. This one's not an option. So let me see if I can connect this. It seems like everything's really compact in there now. They want everybody to be even there. Now the bad thing I don't like about this system is that the power button is right there. So if you click on it by accident, you can put it to sleep, or you hit it by accident, you could turn it off. Or if you have something critical, you might not be able to save it. Depends on the system, but it might just go into sleep mode. Same like when you turn it off. So it's not one of those things that I would put a power button there. It's not very convenient to have it in the keyboard. Now first timers are probably going to end up calling support line to find out how to turn it on and how to turn it off. It might be an issue, it might not be an issue, but for me it took me maybe a couple of seconds to figure out whether there was a power button in there. Now there is a couple of lighting features here that you could turn off, but everything works with functions. You pretty much hit the function key and you have to click on any of the functions that it tells you. Either turn off the play mode, audio, play button, and volume controls. It will be with the function key on everything. There's alternative keys, like I said, but they're within the secondary corners, you know. So in fact, it's like the old system. They just compact everything onto one. Now let's compare this sucker. Here's a MacBook Pro. We're gonna compare it, the size. We're gonna close this sucker here. We're gonna see how big. This is a little heavier, of course. We're talking about a couple kilograms heavier compared to this one right here. Now let's get a better view of the system, how it works. look at the size of it. All right, so we're talking about an inch on the top, maybe. Let me see. We're talking about an inch from the top and maybe 2 inches on the side of it, which is crazy, crazy. Compared to a MacBook, comparing it. So compared to a MacBook, it's really small. Here's a side angle. The size of it on the side of you, we're gonna put on the side here. Look compared to the MacBook. There's a little folding part here on this part right here, but it seems like the surface is a little thinner, not that much thin, but it's lighter. You guys see it. So this is the surface right here, and it seems like it's thinner from the bottom of it, not from the main components where the vents are, because the vents kind of lift it up, but it seems like it's thinner than the actual than the MacBook. So, and all the Macs are pretty much the same size now these days. The MacBooks come for the 7th generation, they're pretty much the same size. They get lighter, of course, you know, and now this surface right here is really light compared to this big old Mac, you know. So I'm going to put the Mac here, and I'm going to compare with the Surface Notebook. This is the new Surface laptop, Microsoft laptop. So we're going to compare this one with a Surface Book. This is a Microsoft Surface Book. Now, the good difference about this one is that you could detach the actual screen. Let me open it up. This is a Surface Book. You could take out the screen and there's still folding area. Now, this is a lot heavier and a lot bigger too. So let's compare it. Let's close it out. This is the book compared to the laptop. We're going to put it with the laptop. And it seems like it's a little bit smaller from the top, if you guys see, and it's way thinner. This new Surface Book is way thinner than the last one. Now, the good thing about the old one was that the Surface Book, that there's no camera on this one. You don't get no camera at all. And I noticed that there's a camera on our old one, which I never really used, to be honest with you. But there's a camera in here, and there's a camera on the entrance in the beginning, so you could chat right here. Now, I didn't see if there's a camera on the other one, so let's go ahead and open the other one. So let's go back and see if there's a camera on there. And there's actually a camera and speakers on the top, so there is a camera. It's still readjusting itself, which is not bad. Now, compared to the old Surface Note, let me just turn this on. The old Surface Note used to have a button. They have buttons on the top here. Actually, let me see. There's a buttons on the top on this part to turn on the volume and everything. That you could control it without needing to go into the keyboard itself. But the thing is, this was independent because it detached itself from the thing. So let's go check out how you used to work before. Let's turn this sucker on. What you had compared to now, the new version. This is the new version. This is the old version. The old version was that you could detach the screen by hitting a button in the corner, and it actually becomes a lot thinner than what it is, but it was independent without keyboard. You could bring up a screen keyboard itself, and you had the pen too. You had the pen that you could use. Now this Microsoft Surface here, this Microsoft Surface laptop, did not come with any pen. So let's go ahead and hit accept for all this crap. Now we're going to compare side by side here. Now here I have the Surface right here is the Microsoft Surface, and this is the Microsoft Surface Note. Now on this one, it was very independent. A lot of stuff, like if you wanted to actually eject the button and eject the screen itself. Now when you use the power, it also lights up just like the old one. This power adapter is compatible with both systems, you know, so the Surface Book and the Surface laptop. Now the size comparison on the laptop is a little smaller, even on the actual keyboard itself. The keyboard on the actual book is a lot larger than this one right here. Comparison is, I think this is more for traveling, more purposes for traveling too. But it looks like it's a thinner monitor, more thinner than it is, so it might be more fragile, to be honest with you, compared to the bulky one. Now on this bulkier one, the Surface Note, it's because there's also a built-in battery in this independent battery compared to that. So there's a battery in here and the battery in the bottom, so when you detach this system from the bottom one, you could just easily take this without the bottom piece and work independently for a couple more hours. Now when you join them together, it creates more voltage and more volume for your buck actually running on the. So it's something that I'm probably not gonna compare it, because I'm not gonna use this one at all because of the voltage power. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know how long it's gonna, where it's gonna die off on, but it's something that we have to wait and see how long it lasts. You know, this Surface Note, I had it for many years, for a couple years already, and it's working actually really good. Have it. I draw on it. I do all sorts of things on it. The pen is independently. It has features on the pen that you can actually hit. There's a side part where you could just magnetic tie it down here. Now on this one, I don't know if there's any way of actually magnetizing everything. I have to take a look at it. Now on the Surface Note, the good thing I like was that the lighting used to illuminate all the keyboards. Now I don't think this one has illumination at all. I don't see any lights lighting up at all. I try to hit the function where it says function lighting, the lighting. It doesn't do any of that stuff right now, but we are going to compare the size of it. What are we running with compared to the old Surface Note? Now on this is the iQORE 7, and we're going to see how the largest size, what's the speeds on it right now. So it tells you it's an i7 8650, the 8650 CPU, which is a low end for laptops, you know, less of the power running on it, so that's what it's made for. Intel Core i7 8650 CPU, 8650U. This old Core i7 66U CPU is a lot slower, of course, but during the time it came out, it was introduced to save more of the battery wise. So the new upgrade actually runs a lot quicker, a lot better. Now the good thing about this, let me show you something that's very important to me. And if you're a graphic designer and you're on the road, you want to play some games or do something with it, your CPU here is good to carry on a certain particular games, but your graphic card is an Intel Graphics 620, which is not that very good. Now compared to the old Surface Note that I have here, I'm gonna show you something that I actually got it for, you know. So let me go into there. Now on here is a great thing. Now this one has the same exact, almost similar graphic card, Intel 520, which is one generation behind it on it, but that's the Intel, that's just the independent shell of the graphic card in here. Now it does have an NVIDIA GeForce GPU on the bottom, which is a 2 gig of the video card independently built on the bottom system. So when it's matched together, it uses a GPU. When it's not, it uses the Intel. It uses independently different batteries, like I said on the old Note. Now the Surface is not made for independently. It's all one base, one unit. So you take this wherever you go. There's nothing detaching. There's no pans. It's independent. It's a great system, but it's on the run. It's on the go. It's a lot of new changes compared to the old system. Now I like that it comes with 1 gig of memory, 16 gig RAM, 1 gig of space, and 16 RAM. It's really good. Now the 16 RAM space, it's built in. You can't upgrade these systems. Everything that you get is as is. So if you're gonna buy one of these machines, make sure you upgrade it to the max. If you could afford it, upgrade it. Now these systems are not upgradable. Very simple. In order to make them upgradable, remove some parts and components, you would have to melt the fluid, not the fluid, but you would have to melt the sticky substance that's attached to the system. Now in this case, it's a whole new unfamiliar territory, because it has the base on the bottom, which mostly all the components sit out here. Now it does have a couple areas here where it looks like you could actually have to disconnect or something, or maybe an upgrade, but this is not a natural thing that it belongs in there. It looks like something was going to be there, or maybe it's a magnet for the batteries, or magnet for the, I mean, it might be the magnet for the pen. We don't know. Now on the bottom part, it's all base aluminum, like I said. It has its foots right here. There's rubber foots right here. Vents are coming in. I don't feel anything. It's not running, generating any graphics or anything like that, so it's not going to be using the GPU or cooling out the CPU. It's pretty much a good base system for work. Word, Excel, Office, all the Office tools could be working very neat. It's very fast because you have 16 gigs of RAM. plenty of space, fast pace. This system turns out really quick. One of the fastest systems I've seen turned on. Come on. Overall, this system will help you out for school projects, work projects, educational purposes, and business purposes. Really awesome machine to have. Really light. Now, recommendation of dropping this, I wouldn't drop it too much because it looks like it's very fragile, to be honest with you. I'm not going to test any of that stuff because this is a very expensive machine. The quality, it looks HD, high-end definition quality. I see it compared to the old one. It's a whole different matter. It seems like the other one had a built-in light around it. This one's pretty much a base and fluid. Gorilla Glass, of course, they put it on the front. Touchscreen on the front, it's all touchscreen. Seems like you have more space on the bottom now than before. It actually eats up more of the cropping in the bottom. Love the whole setup. The only thing I don't like about it is that the power's there. You can't detach the head. There's no independent camera in the back. Seems like it's a little fragile, but for those people that are on the move, always moving from airport to airport, this is a great system to have. It's very hard shell, so if you dropped it when it's close, nothing's gonna happen. But if you dropped it facing this way, you might break the hinges, you might shatter the glass. Not quite sure what you can do with it, but there's gonna be a lot of things you can do with it when you drop it facing it. But it looks like it's pretty rugged, very rough on the end, on the side, and the back, and the front. Compare sizes, really good. I like it. Anything else? Ooh, I could do some ongoing GPU CPU reviews on this one later down the line, but I just got it. We're gonna test it out for a couple days, see how it goes, see how long the battery lasts right now, and see how well it works. But for those travelers that are looking for something light, something independent, this is probably what I will get, you know. Let's hit the power button. What happens if it goes in sleep mode? So right now it just pretty much shuts down, ready to go. It doesn't completely turn off the computer. It just puts in like in a sleep mode, but it conserves battery, of course. If you hold on the button, it turns off. You hit the button once, it comes on automatic. But you hold on the button, there it gives you the option shut down. If you hold on the button, it's going to give you the option to shut down to conserve more battery. So you shut it down, hit start, shut down, completely shut down. Which we're going to count the seconds, how long it takes to turn it on today. So we're going to wait. We're going to count to the seconds. You ready? I'm going to hit the power button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it is. 11 seconds, around 10 to 11 seconds. So it's just not bad. It came out really quick. So not a bad system. Not a bad start. It picks up all the stuff. Now, like I said, if you want to shut it down faster and conserve more battery, you can do it within here. But if you hit that one, it just pretty much puts it in the sleep mode. So we're going to hit start, shut down, and it goes to shut down. It shuts down really quick. That I do like. So this has been a review on the Microsoft Surface laptop.